all this hoorah-rah about Monrovia,
Yeah.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
You didn't really get to finish explaining, and I'm giving you the opportunity to explain to me a question I asked directly, which is people who have trouble with all this coming development in Monrovia when it comes to the homeowners on 75 and not having the road ready for it until after all the development comes. Tell us.
That's the way we do. Well, first of all,
yes,
$100 million. Okay, that's over 65,000 per unit.
What does that mean?
The proposed Monrovia Town Center is a project that totals approximately about 450 acres.
Okay.
It's planned for 1,500 homes, a regional shopping center, a fire station, a school park site to be donated to the county, approximately 80 acres for high school. In addition, the dedication of land for the school, park, fire station. Upon build out, the developer will be writing checks to the county that it will, on top of, if you include the land and include everything, it's $100 million for school and road improvements on top of the donations. That's the way development's done in Frederick County now. Okay, it wasn't done that way in the past. As I mentioned, if you go and look at the date at those homes that were there, they either paid nothing or next to nothing. That's the way development's done today. Project's not a new idea. Okay, in 2006, the property was zoned for 1,608 housing units. Now, which was planned as an age-restricted community because you couldn't pass APFO. So as such...
In other words, intended for seniors.
What's it, 55 plus?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, the world's changing place. I don't know you'd call seniors 55 plus.
That's what Denny's calls them. But anyway.
As such, no school site was proposed to be donated. Now, you got to remember, after the zoning was approved, which the developer was more than happy to proceed, election happened. That was the previous Board of County Commissioners. They came into office, decided to down zone these folks, remove the zoning from the property. This was done after, the person done spent millions of dollars after the property was zoned. They had the zoning. And they're spending this money on what? Reliance on the zoning. Now, obviously they wouldn't be too happy about it, right, Frank? If you had a piece of property, I guess you're not a property rights person. It amazes me there's even a lot of Republicans involved in this, and they're not for property rights. But if you had a piece of property that was zoned a specific way and you spent millions of dollars and someone came in, the government, and stripped you of that zoning with no compensation, do you think that's fair?
You mean sort of like I buy a house in a picturesque area and all of a sudden, boom, there's all this development happens?
No, I'm talking about you own a piece of property that has a specific zoning on it, and you're spending money to go forward on the reliance of that zoning, and a government entity comes in and strips it from you.
You mean eminent domain?
No, they just take your zoning.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're big believers in zoning around here to tell you what you can and can't do on a piece of property.
Thank God.
Huh?
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I mean, but what happens when someone takes it from you?
Well, go ahead, because I still want you to answer my question.
You're not.
You're
you can't
getting
answer
the history.
question. So anyway, what resulted was a $50 million lawsuit against the county. Okay. Now, what do you want me to go into that you're talking about it? I mean, we know that the growth areas that are going to happen in this county are in and around the city of Frederick and going down south. We know that. We know that they want to live in Urbana, which Urbana was first planned as a growth area. It's 1972, Kiplinger family. They started looking at planning the Monrovia area as a growth area. That's why there's planned service down there, Frank. Every unit we're talking about is planned service. It's not well and septic, which, by the way, the state says pollutes the bay. These are units on planned service. You don't have to worry about the mass hysteria. There is no Section 8 housing there. There is no moderately priced dwelling units. There is no multi-dwelling units, which is some of the fear-mongering that's going on down there. These are called 2 over 2. And
people are scared because there's affordable housing? I'm really confused.
Oh yeah, no, they said, actually there's been some people down there that said it's going to be a ghetto like Urbana, which just blows me away because they meet in the Urbana Library, which it was donated by a developer, the land and everything. People always say, why you got this big Taj Mahal library? Well, go see the developer named Tom Natelli, who had everything to do with that. Hello?
Yeah, I'm letting you finish.
I mean,
Are you done?
I mean, they
now,
want to be
what
there.
do you say what do you say to the people who don't know a lot of the language you're using, like me and all that? Just not the friends of the friends of the friends of the slow growthers.
Percentage of this county designated for growth.
Not the friends of the slow growth. I'm just the average person out there who's concerned that there's going to be all this development. Route 75 is kind of a narrow, winding road. What do you say to them?
That the infrastructure will be improved. And
after all the
development right now is part of the development is part of the solution, not part of the problem, Frank. What do you say to all the people in this county that moved here and never paid a single lick of impact fee? Should we go retroactively and say, hey, you need to pay up? I mean, you talk about affordable housing, these high price tags that you're hearing that units have to pay $40, $50, plus $1,000 before you move a blade of grass. They're making up for past mistakes, but you don't go retroactively and say, hey, all those people that didn't pay an impact fee that need to pay one. I mean, right now the rate of growth is slow in Frederick County. Very slow. I could be wrong, but I bet if you add up all 4 years of this Board of County Commissioners, the total permits approved, it'll be the lowest probably since sometime in the 60s. In the late 60s. You're seeing some growth in the city of Frederick. It's primarily been multi-dwelling units. No one likes growth, especially once you move here. That should be our slogan. Frederick County, no one likes growth, especially if you just moved here. Hello?
So, what do you say to the people that, okay, they're going to make the road more passable?
They'll improve the infrastructure like they have in every other area.
What do you do between the time that the development is there and the time the road's been improved?
First of all, this development will take, who knows, 25 to 50 years. Lake Linganore. What are they, about 40% complete over there? They started in 1968. Urbana, they're not even built out, 1972. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. Hello? Jekyll and Hyde, the official restaurant on Blaine Young Show.
I'd like to hear some feedback on
Dixie Electric Details. Well, I mean, you're just going to hear, you'll hear, okay, all right. YellowCabFrederick.com. Download the iPhone, the Android app, J-Day of the Day Home Team, Flamingo Pool Supply, Savannah Institute. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more on 930 WFMD.
Is in the thorn tree.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Blaine Young Show on 930 WFMD. Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 right after Rush. Don't forget the new lineup here on 930 WFMD Free Talk. You've got Bob Miller with the Morning News Express. Don't forget I have a sound off at 6:20 and 8:50. That's every morning. And then we go right into Glenn Beck